Have you ever felt like you're literally fighting a war against your own mind just to get something done? I mean, you know what you need to do, but there's this powerful voice inside of you that just screams no. Well, today, we are going to learn how to win that war. We're going to break down how you can override your brain's primal, lazy instincts and finally force it to obey you.
So let's just dive right in with a pretty provocative question. We like to think of our brain as our greatest ally, right? But when it comes to actually growing and getting better, that's not always true. In fact, the source material we're looking at today puts it bluntly. Your brain is not your friend. Its goal isn't to help you achieve your goals.
And this slide right here perfectly illustrates that core conflict. See, your brain has one primary mission that trumps everything else: survival. And in our modern world, that translates to seeking comfort, avoiding anything that feels like pain, and conserving energy at all costs. But your goals, getting stronger, learning a new skill, building a business, they demand the exact opposite. They need effort, discomfort, and strength. And that right there is the battle line.
Okay, so let's start with section 1, the enemy in your head. Because if you're gonna win this war, you first have to really understand the nature of your opponent.
And let's be really clear about what this means. Your brain isn't being malicious or evil, it's just a protection mechanism that's gone a little haywire. It wants you to be soft, scared, and silent, because from a survival standpoint, that's the safest way to exist. A soft person avoids physical challenges, a scared person avoids risks, and a silent person avoids conflict. The huge problem, though, is that's also the perfect recipe for staying weak and stagnant.
So, does this little voice sound familiar to you? Just rest for 5 more minutes. One more scroll, it won't hurt. And the classic, you'll start tomorrow. It's the siren song of comfort, isn't it? And the thing is, obeying this voice doesn't build warriors. It builds watchers and consumers. Every single time you give in, you're reinforcing that this voice is in charge, which frankly makes you a slave to your own mind.
All right, section 2 shows us exactly how to fight back. Make pain your fuel. This is the first major strategy, and it's a big one. It involves completely flipping the script on how you view hardship.
Most of us see pain as the enemy. It's a signal to stop, to retreat. But this right here is a total reframe. Think of pain as a currency. It's simply the price you have to pay to buy what you really want: growth, power, clarity, strength. Nothing valuable in this world is free, and in the world of personal development, the currency is always discomfort. So how do you actually put this into practice? You adopt this mantra, and this little phrase turns the entire dynamic on its head. That feeling of resistance, that internal, I don't feel like it, is no longer a stop sign. From now on, it's your trigger to act. The resistance is the signal that this is exactly what you need to be doing to grow.
Okay, now for a beautifully simple and powerful tactic in section 3, the 3-second kill switch. Think of this as your tool for completely bypassing that endless debate in your head. You know that moment when you pause, right before getting out of your warm bed or right before starting that workout? That is the danger zone. It is the window of opportunity your brain uses to flood you with excuses. Hesitation is literally where good intentions go to die. You have about 3 seconds before that comfort-seeking voice wins the argument.
And here is the mechanic. It's so simple. The moment you feel that hesitation, don't argue with it, don't debate it, just start a countdown in your head. 3, 2, 1. And on 1, you physically move. You get up, you put on your running shoes, you open the book. As the source material says, action kills overthinking. It is a literal kill switch for that internal debate.
Now, this isn't some one-time trick. It has to become a daily practice. And that brings us to section 4, daily war mode. This is all about building the muscle of discipline, and you do it through consistency. The source calls these small acts of war. They're simple, daily rituals that you do to intentionally introduce discomfort into your life. It could be a cold shower, a quick set of 100 push-ups, 30 minutes of focused deep work with no distractions, or even just speaking up at a meeting when you're scared to. Each one is like a rep in the gym for your mind, training your brain to submit. You're teaching it through pure action who is really in charge. And this right here, this gets to the core principle of the whole thing. If you wait until you feel ready, or you wait until you feel motivated, you will wait forever. Your goal is not to feel ready. Your goal is to act despite not feeling ready. You move, you work, you push, and eventually that whining voice of resistance realizes it has lost the battle and it just learns to shut up and follow your lead.
Which brings us to our final and I think most powerful section. Section 5, Become the Machine. This is about taking this practice from just a daily routine and elevating it into a fundamental shift in who you are.
I mean, just look at the shift on this slide. It's the move from a passive mindset to an active one. Most people are out there just hoping they'll feel disciplined one day. The new mindset we're talking about doesn't wait for feelings. It makes a decision. I am a disciplined person. And from that point on, all of your actions simply flow from that new identity.
This is such a powerful reframe. You're not lazy. You're just a highly trained, world-class expert in avoiding pain. But here's the good news. Any training can be replaced with new training. This statement right here draws a line in the sand. It is a declaration that your old programming is officially obsolete, starting right now. And this is the ultimate point, the whole reason we're doing this. This process isn't really about finishing a to-do list. That's just the training ground. The real objective is to forge a completely new identity, to become the kind of person who doesn't just endure pressure, but actually seeks it out and thrives in it.
And that brings us to the final thought. The version of you that listened to that voice of comfort, the one that hesitated and gave in, that person can be retired, effective immediately. The source material leaves us with this powerful choice. A new identity is just waiting to be built, one small act of war at a time. So the only